Okay, good afternoon, day 2. Let me just show you the extent of what took place yesterday and today. The number one thing was, before I get started with this whole thing, is remember, this property, some other contractor worked it years ago and didn't do that great of a job up to a point. Now, the city inspects all water retention ponds, any wastewater, things of that nature. There's the Department of Water and Soil Conservation, and these people look at businesses and commercial buildings, and they basically assess the water usage and drainage and sewer and all these other things. So they got gigged out here because of a few basic mistakes, and those mistakes, I uploaded that video Sunday. So now we're going through the process of correcting all these mistakes. Okay, so here we go. First off, this was a jungle over here. Scraped all that, cleaned this up, and of course snakes everywhere. We were weed eating, cleaning all this up over here. Big old copperhead came out of there and he went under the shipping container. He's about 2.5 foot long. Anyway, it is what it is. Not like I haven't seen snakes. But the big thing was cleaning all this up, okay, over on this side, and then cleaning all this up. Then cutting a path through these woods. Cleaning up all this washout. The boys have gone to lunch, so I figured this would be the perfect time to do this video. Okay, so the parking lot is on this huge, from the top of the hill up there to the bottom over here is a huge fall off, okay? That's how they graded this. Whatever happened the last time with whatever contractor, why he cut all this stuff out, we don't know that. We just don't know that, why he did this or why they did this. Maybe there were some other issues. Again, we don't know. So, but they got a bid into a paving company. Once we get everything on our end fixed, then that's their job. Now, all we did was put some 6x6s right there just to block the water from coming over here and creating this big drainage issue that I corrected, okay? Just backfilled it all in. Then there was this monster pile of rocks. All this was here. Plus all the gravel that came off that. Washed down here, and it collected right here and wouldn't drain. So it was basically just draining over the curve. And then this side was flooded, okay? It would stay flooded over here. So now we cut this. Of course, we're vapor barrier this all the way up to those rocks, and then we're going to extend it all the way down through here, okay? All right. And for those who don't know about irrigation and water runoff, you got to have this concave in the soil. That's where the water travels, okay? You got to make the water travel like a river. You got to create the bends, and you got to direct the water to flow, okay? And that's what was not happening here because it was incorrectly installed. See, there's a high spot right here. This has got to be dug out, which you already know that. Got the excavator back here. And this is what we've done. First off, we haven't brought in, today's the first day that it's not a holiday, so we placed our order for our rock, but we're recuperating or repurposing all the rock that we dug up. And then it drains into this catch basin right here. And that's what we've been doing all day yesterday. And the other major gig that they had was this right here. This was bermed up, okay? All they did was lay, just imagine this, just laying moisture barrier on top of the soil right here and then piling a bunch of rock up on there. That's against code. You can't do that, okay? This comes off the parking lot. So this is the bottom of the parking lot. This water has to have an exit point, but it also has to be forced to come down here. So that's the deal. So we carved all that out. It's exactly 12 inches below grade on surface, and then it's carved all the way down into here, and we dug all this out, threw everything up here, laid our moisture barrier in there, or our erosion barrier, and then hand laid all these rocks in there. That's what we did this morning. 3 guys. And of course the excavator. Now the other part was they got gigged on is this drainage. Now this was professionally put in years and years ago, okay? And the problem was it wasn't draining. There was water retaining in the pond, which is against code. Water cannot retain. That was the problem. The water line was up to here the entire time. You saw that in the video. Well, we finally found the secondary drain. I'm not going to walk down. I already slipped down that thing once before, but you could see it. See where the pump head is up there? Just look below it. See the water down there trickling down? Right at the edge of the board. Well, there's the secondary drain right there, okay? Well, we got the screen off of it. Here's the screen. Of course, it's all rusted. And it was surrounded by rebar and had another net screen around it, or chicken wire around it, so it would catch leaves and other debris. So our job was to drain this, find out where it was clogged, fix the clog, and then repair that area, which we're gonna let it sit another day and get dry. Hopefully it doesn't rain on us, because the weather around here has been horrible. It's been horrible. It's rained, today's Tuesday. It's rained since Saturday. I mean, literally rained since Saturday, off and on for the last 3 days, and it's getting a little annoying. But we're dealing with it because this has to be done by June, okay? The inspectors, I think, are supposed to come back out on June 2nd or 3rd, somewhere in there. But anyway, they got to see that progress is being made out here, okay? That these issues are being addressed by Equinox Landscaping. Remember, I'm a subcontractor. I was hired by them only because I have an excavator and they're good friends of mine. So the other problem is that over there. And you can see what the problem is. It's washed out. So we got an entire load coming just for that. And we cut an opening right there so the dump truck can back right up to that corner and literally dump it over the hill. That's the way we're going to attack it. And then just 3 or 4 of us going to throw rocks right in there and get all that sealed up. And then we got to come in here, dry this out, and blow out all the trash and all the leaves and clean this up, and then put seed tarp all the way across that hill and all the way across this hill so they can grow grass back here. And then the landscaping company will take care of this part of the property. Plus we had to get out all the trash. And there's the trash, bottles, all kinds of crap in there. But anyway, so that's really what's going on here, is this whole thing has to be cleaned, and it has to meet code, and the city has got to pass it for drainage. This has got to stay dry. That's all there is to it. It has to stay dry. And if there ever is a big storm and all the water comes off that parking lot and comes feeding into these three sources, 1, 2, 3, actually 4, and that big monster hill, because that goes up to the highway up there, then those 4 sources go into here, and that secondary drain is supposed to take it right out there where we already found the exit point right there. So that's how this whole thing's got to work. Okay, looks like the boys coming back from lunch. Again, this is all the city. The city says this is what has to be done. I have enough experience in water drainage and basically erosion control that working on my own farm, I know the story there, and plus being in the business, I just know these things. And the corrections are pretty straightforward. It's just a lot of manual labor, a lot of machine work, and a lot of rock and vapor barrier. It's just got to make the stuff look right, and it's got to work. Okay, I'll talk to you guys tonight. Tom out of here. You know what to do. And thanks again for everybody jumping on my channel. Celebrating over 25,000 subscribers, 2505 as of this morning. Thank you very much. Love you. Tom out of here.